new tonight, KCTV5 is investigating the lack of requirements for life-saving AED machines in your kids' schools.
KCTV5's Joe Chiodo looked at the requirements for every state and found that Missouri and Kansas have none. It's new at 10.
Well, Missouri and Kansas aren't alone. Only 17 states require that AEDs be put inside the schools that your kids go to every day. And for the majority of those, it only applies to public schools. So I asked our state health department and school boards why. Because as you'll see here, one local school chose to install 4 of them on their own, and it saved a life.
We serve over 20,000 students currently.
North Kansas City Public Schools is one of the biggest districts in the metro. They're responsible for the safety of each of those 20,000 students.
You prepare for the worst, hope for the best type scenarios.
In August 2017, Dana Pfeiffer, the district health director, was so thankful for that preparation after an incident at Staley High.
Going for a rebound, and he just collapsed.
The preparation was something the district chose to do voluntarily. Both Kansas and Missouri have no funds set aside for the requirement of these devices in schools, leaving financially struggling districts no choice. But athletic director Jason Fowler tells me this AED is proof they should be required, and the reason 18-year-old Trey Robinson is still here today.
They're life-changing, and I think everybody needs to know what they are and be informed and try to learn how to use them.
He was visiting Staley from a Cape Girardeau area school for a basketball tournament when his irregular heartbeat sent him into cardiac arrest.
They called for an AED. I went and grabbed the AED, gave it to the nurses, and they shocked him, and he came back to.
Was able to prevent a catastrophic event for this individual, and that now this child is healthy and doing well.
Pfeiffer says there's no doubt in her mind he would have died if it weren't for the 4 AEDs in the school, the proper training for staff to be able to use them, and the weekly tests they perform to make sure the AEDs are working correctly at all times. Is there any thought, based on your experience, that something like this should be state-run? Should it be the same guidelines everywhere?
I guess there's always a concern.
A study by a cardiologist and professor of medicine at New York University, published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, says change is needed. Out of every 100,000 children and adolescents, 2 to 6 will suffer from cardiac arrest each year. And 2 in every 50 high schools in the U.S. can expect a cardiac arrest each year. Robinson is thankful his attack happened right here.
And that I'm actually still able to be here and talk to everybody. And to me, that's just something big that you can't really put that into words.
The good news is that many schools in the metro, like North Kansas City, have taken their own steps to get the devices in their schools, knowing a machine will increase chances of survival from 10% to 70%.
But I feel that most of the districts in our region do have a type, of AED program. So I feel like that everyone recognizes that there's an importance to have these.
A big concern that comes with no state law is no state oversight to make sure that these devices even work properly. It's simply up to the school to check. While some schools check every day, others check every week, and some once a month. In fact, the company that provides Staley with their AEDs only requires them to test once a month. But the registered nurses on staff in the school made the decision to up it to once a week. Joe Chiodo, KCTV5 News.
And we did call many of the schools in our area to see their requirements for their AED machines.
And if you'd like to learn more about your child's school and how often they're checked, just head to KCTV5.